Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at and installing the Borla ATAK catback exhaust with black chrome tips for 2015 to 2017 GT Mustangs. Now you're going to want to be checking out this catback if you're looking for a high quality catback with a free-flowing X-pipe that's very loud and you don't mind paying a little bit extra for these qualities. This system is Borla's loudest system in a series of 3. I'm going to call it a 5 out of 5 on the loudness meter, with 1 being a quiet upgrade and 5 being a very loud upgrade. The system's made from 304 stainless steel. It costs about $1,300 and it's very easy to install. I'll call it a 1 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter, and I'll show you how to get it on the car now. For this install, you will need a couple different extensions: a long extension, a medium-sized extension, a 15mm socket, a 13mm socket, a ratchet if you don't happen to have this type of gun, and a 3/8 impact gun. So you're going to start your uninstall of your catback right here at the resonator. These are 15mm bolts. You don't have to completely undo these, just loosen them enough to get the clamps loose. Next, you're going to want to unbolt the hangers from the car. You will need a 13mm socket for that. And I will say, you're going to want to leave the hangers clipped into the body. So the hangers clip into the body. Once you remove the bolts, they won't fall down as long as you leave them clipped into place, and that's what you're going to want to do. And there's a second set of hanger bolts back here at the tips that you're going to have to undo as well. At this point, you're ready to drop your catback. So I'm going to have a second set of hands helping me out here, and what he's going to do is he's going to pop the hangers out of the body back there, and from there I'll be able to push back on the resonator. We'll be able to drop this down and away from the car. So obviously sound is really important when it comes to buying exhaust, but materials are also important too, and it's something that you really need to consider. I already said that this system's made of 3-inch 304 stainless steel. And one of the reasons why the Borla catback is so nice is because they give you options. So I have this laid out here. There's your stock catback, here's your Borla catback with some additional pieces. If you're like us and you're going to be connecting your catback up to a stock setup, you're going to need to run your adapters. Now these adapters will allow you to connect up to a 3-inch catback system. They adapt the system from 2.5 inches, which is what your stock system is, to 3 inches. So we're going to be using these today when we install. Now, if you wanted to run a full 3-inch system, you just wouldn't use your adapters. The other really nice thing about Borla, like I said, they give you options. You have the options of using the extension pipes here too, if you have long tube headers. So that's great news for you guys that already have long tube headers, or for those of you out there that are planning on doing long tube headers later down the line. You just save your extension pipes and then install them later when you install your long tube headers. The other main feature of the catback, besides the free-flowing X-pipe that you have up front, are the Borla ATAK mufflers. So Borla wanted a system that would be really loud, but also maintain that high-quality sound, which means that this system isn't going to be distorted in higher RPMs. These mufflers are tuned by Borla so they don't get distorted. You don't have a lot of raspiness or popping in the higher RPMs, which just makes this a little bit of a nicer system. So now we're ready to install this, and what you're going to want to do is swap your hangers over from your stock catback to your new catback and get your X-pipe portion ready to be installed. I'm going to use a little WD-40 to help me get these on. Alright, so now I have the X-pipe with the adapters and clamps ready to be installed, and I'll tell you guys right now, I am going to be using pole jacks to help me line up this entire system. One thing I will say is to make sure you leave all of your clamps loose until you're ready to line everything up and then tighten it down. If you tighten any of your clamps along the way, it could just cause fitment issues as you're trying to fit the cap back into place. I'm just going to leave this here for now and see what I have to do fitment-wise later. Next, we're ready for the intermediate pipe. I do have the clamp already slid over the pipe here, going to fit into the back side of the X and then hook my hanger into place on the body. Now you're ready to hang your muffler. I'm going to slide the muffler onto the intermediate pipe, then I'm going to rotate this hanger and get it clipped into the body. So at this point, you're almost ready to tighten down your clamps on your one side. You just have to make sure before you do so that your entire system is lined up correctly. So I'm going to take a step back, look at how the tips lined up, and see what I need to work with as far as the pipes go. Now we're going to take the bolts for our hangers and just run them into place. Now you're just going to want to go through and tighten down all of your clamps on this side. So I'm back to the 15mm socket, and I'm just going to tighten them down. So when I go to tighten the Borla clamps, I do want to rotate them. I'm going to make sure they're in a good position before I tighten them down. I also want to make sure that they're close to the edge of the pipes that I'm connecting, but not overlapping. All right, that's gonna do it for this side. Now you're gonna wanna move over to your other side. All right, so you're gonna hang the intermediate pipe on this side the exact same way. You're gonna slide it into the back of the X, then use your hanger to clip into the body. Now you're ready to slide your muffler into place, the same way that you did on the other side. All right, so now we're gonna get our bolts started in the hangers. After you double check that you have everything lined up and your hangers are tight, you can just go through and tighten your clamps on this side. So at this point, I will say that I did go over all the clamps one more time with a 1/2" impact instead of a 3/8. You want to make sure that your clamps are fully seated, but you also don't want to over tighten them because you run the risk of snapping them. I did make sure that everything stayed straight and lined up. You're gonna wanna double check that yourself as well. And one other thing that I'll tell you right now, guys, after you run the exhaust for a little while, get some heat through the pipes, let it cool down, you're gonna wanna go back over all of your clamps once and tighten them down, or else you might run the risk of having leaks. That's gonna wrap up this review and install. Make sure you guys keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.